Any more trades? Are they done?
Brandon, you've been traded.
Where?
To the Las Vegas Raiders.
No.
They need a wide receiver, man. I'm sorry. They traded Jakobi. You gotta go.
No.
You gotta go.
You
gotta go.
I'm not playing in Vegas.
Well, neither is any of their team besides Brock Bowers. So, it's
maybe I'll start a podcast with Max Crosby.
There you go.
Or with Brock Bowers. And we'll call it the Bauer Hour. Yeah, the Bauer Hour.
I'm glad you're taking this so well.
Oh.
Baby. We here.
We steer
you in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is G Uppy. Yes. Trades.
Yes.
They occurred.
This is GPS.
This is the GPS.
We did it. We did it.
Bunch of trades yesterday, Brandon. The Jets go, you know what? I'm good. We're just gonna be like Seth Rollins and burn this thing down. That defense, which hasn't been, where it was for a couple years, but
no, it's been bad.
They just gave up on the season pretty much. And we're like, all right, listen. Here's the issue that I have, right? Sauce Gardner going to where we're talking about this. Sauce Gardner going to the Colts, I think, is actually a good move for the Jets because I think what they were able to get back for that, like 2 first-round picks, is pretty solid. Though if the Colts are picking pretty high up, I don't know how useful that's going to be. I'm actually very happy that Williams went away from New Jersey because he deserves better. I don't know if he's going to find better in Dallas, but he deserves to be happy somewhere. So I'm just
sure.
I hope that he can find that happiness.
Which, I mean, you could say that for pretty much all the Jets, right? They all deserve. All the players deserve better.
Brees Hall's just like, let me out.
Yeah. Which player doesn't deserve better for the Jets? That's what we got to figure out. Who doesn't? Who doesn't deserve better? Yeah, and poor Brees Hall. He was like, trade me. They're like, no, you're staying right here, Brees.
You going nowhere.
The Chiefs called about you, but they wouldn't give up a third, so you're stuck here. Yep. You're stuck here with us forever.
Forever.
Yeah, I think the more I think about it, and I've thought about it a lot since everything happened yesterday, it feels like the Colts were the smartest team in terms of going after a guy who can immediately help their team address a deficiency on their roster and take a team that's already good and put them over the top. And that's really yes, bland sauce. Thank you. And that's what the trade deadline really should be used for, in my opinion, is a team that is good and it's close and it's like either, hey, we had a couple unexpected injuries, we need to fill a gap here, or the Colts are like, you know what, defense pretty good, but we've got an issue at corner. We'll bring in this guy. We're going to give up a lot to get him. 2 firsts.
It's a lot.
But our firsts are going to be at the end of the first round anyway. So let's go all in right now. We didn't think we'd be this good at this point anyway. Well, maybe Shane Steichen did. Maybe Daniel Jones believed in himself the whole time. But I like that for the Colts. And I think we haven't talked a lot about Lou Anarumo and the job he's doing with the Colts defense and how the Bengals defense is still it's taken over as the worst defense in the league. It was Dallas, but now it's Cincy again. And now he's got a guy to come in and play the man coverage that he wants. And the Colts, I like that they're trying to compete right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I did see Romeo Dobbs saying Tucker Kraft's in a better place, and they're like, "Does he know that he didn't die? Like he's still okay. He's still alive. He's out for the season."
Yeah, somebody tagged me in that, and I popped it into power rankings for the heaven segment, and then Johnny messaged me yesterday with the clip. He's like, "You should put this into the heaven segment for power rankings." I was like, "Johnny, you read my mind, my friend."
Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned that, and I feel like we talked about this a little bit, that like Lou wasn't the full problem in Cincinnati,
Wasn't the
right?
problem at all.
But was basically the scapegoat from some folks and was like, okay, maybe this is going to make the team. And it hasn't. Like, they are an atrocious defense right now. And I mentioned this yesterday because we went live a little bit after the trade deadline, that the only way that this could significantly backfire on the Colts is if it doesn't work out with Daniel Jones, right? So you look at this past Sunday, 6 turnovers from that squad, obviously not great, right? That's not all on Daniel Jones, but he played a part in that. And I feel like if they have this monumental collapse for the second half of the season, then it's like, uh-oh, because they're in a position where if they find they need a quarterback, oh no. But Daniel Jones on a 1-year deal right now, if he continues to ball out, right, he's going to get an extension, because now for the next 2 years, they don't have a first round pick. So what if they turn out to be a bad football team, which I don't think they're going to, by the way, then they're not going to be in a position to draft a quarterback, right? That's the only way I could see this blowing up in their faces, that if the Daniel Jones that they have seen through the first half of the season turns out to not be the guy going forward. Other than that, I agree with you. It is a heavy price to pay. You know, the Jets just gave him a big old contract, Sauce, in the offseason, right? And so that's going to start, hitting the salary cap of the Colts, but they don't have to pay a franchise quarterback. So, like, they're kind of like in this position where, all right, they have money to spend, they had capital to spend, and they needed to address, like, that defense even more. Going and getting Sauce, so again, who you can make this argument that, his rookie year, like, he was probably the best version of himself, right? He's still a very good lockdown corner. And like you said, he can play man. So I like this move for the Colts. They are officially going all in. Now it's just the offense to, keep it up.
Yeah, I think when you play for a bad team like the Jets, your performance is going to just kind of get lost. And I think a lot of people want to say Sauce Gardner sucks now because the Jets suck now. And I don't think that's necessarily fair to him. No. And I think we will see a version of Sauce that is closer to what we watched his rookie season, now that he's going to be playing on a well-coached team that, for the most part, last week excluded, plays really smart football. They don't make a lot of mistakes, Indianapolis. So I think Sauce is just going to look better as a Colt because his situation got upgraded.
Agreed.
But what we're going to see, like the Colts, we're going to find out how good they really are. They got the Falcons this week. That's fine. I think they'll beat Atlanta. But then they got Kansas City. They've got the Texans, whose defense is really good. They played the Jags still twice. I don't really know exactly how good the Jags are, but they have the Seahawks and the 49ers, who honestly seem to get more powerful as long as they lose a player during the game. As long as a horrific injury happens to one of their players during the football game, the 49ers are going to win. So we'll know who Indy is by the end of the season. But yeah, it's the conversely, the Jets, I get why they're taking all these draft picks. And I think if I'm a Jets fan, I'm okay parting ways with Sauce or Quinnen Williams, but losing both of those guys kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Now, and Sauce is probably the better guy to trade because he had just got paid, right? Did they pay Sauce?
Yeah, they just paid him in the offseason. Yeah.
So you get a big chunk of your salary cap back. You get draft capital for him. Losing Quinnen Williams sucks because he was still on his rookie deal. He's playing well in the middle of that defense. And that's a guy you kind of want to be part of your rebuild because you hit on him. Like you hit on that pick. You haven't paid him yet. But and I learned this morning, Quinnen Williams asked the Jets to trade him. So he privately asked for them to trade him, and they moved him. So, like, he didn't want to be there anymore. And that should tell you kind of like the state of the Jets right now.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. Like, it's a loss because those are both two guys that you build defenses around, right? And like, those were your anchors when their defense was really damn good, you know, and like when they were drafting Will McDonald to like get that pass rush as well, like that's your foundation. So now, unfortunately for the Jets, like they just don't have a complementary offense, right?
Sorry,
Justin Fields.
Quinnen's not on his rookie deal. What am I talking about? His contract.
You said he was on his rookie deal? No, I think he's
on
paid.
He's on a very
he's 27. He got paid.
Yeah, he's on a very team friendly deal. His base salary is $7.8 million, and then it'll be 20 next year. There's an out after that. Sorry, like I was looking at his numbers. He's on a very good deal.
Yeah, he's been around for a bit.
That's
now,
what I meant to say.
But yeah, I feel like just they're not playing complementary football. That offense, you know, Breece Hall has looked good at times, you know, and I know that they were attempting to move him because they wanted a third for him, and Kansas City was like, I'll just give you a fourth. But yeah, it's a little fire sale. Bill's not making any moves. I'm not terribly surprised. I thought that they maybe could have gone for a wide receiver. I would have loved if they got Jakobi Meyers. I think that would have been a big move, but I really like that for the Jaguars. That would have been nice. But I mean, their defenses look better the past couple weeks, so that's
Jakobi going there. He can catch the football.
That, and with Hunter out and Brian Thomas Jr., who is not really catching the football a whole lot, this makes it a little bit better. Oh,
yep, 100% correct. My brain is 100% on just an endless boomer moment at this point. I'm just going to show you why I said it. I know how long he's been in the league too. It's what's fucking sad.
Beat the Chargers, and then we're talking Merrick.
Right now, coming into Dallas, his cap hits $8 million.
Yeah,
that is nice. That's nice. That's not bad for a player of his caliber. Now he'll be at a $21 million cap hit next year, but sorry, that was my brain fart. I am embarrassed and ashamed of myself. Everybody should point at me and laugh, and I give you permission.
Ha 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 ha. This is the other part I want to talk about. Williams to the Cowboys. The Cowboys, because we haven't talked about this, they got whooped on Monday night. Shout out to the Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett now is going to be their starter going forward, which, yeah, Kyler Murray experiment might be over in Arizona. I really like the player going to the Like, I like Williams on the Cowboys. I think that is going to make that defense better. Imagine they had Micah Parsons. That'd be crazy, huh? But they needed to do something because their defense is truly awful this year. And getting someone on the line that they can rely on. And again, he's only 27. I know that, you know, the salary is going to hit at some point, and that's not going to be super duper fun. Because like you just said, it goes up next year, right? And it jumps up to like 20 mil.
Yeah, right, next year it's a $20 million salary.
Yeah,
with a cap hit of 21.
So it's going up. It's just this is a good move. They can keep him around for a while. I think that's a big positive. And the offense is good. It's just I feel like it's too little too late for this season. Yeah. You know, if Overshown comes back, I think that's a big boost. But man, like again, it's going to make their defense better. It just feels like I don't know. They should have tried to do this earlier, but maybe because the Jets move Sauce, they're like, all right, we'll move Williams down. I don't know, man. It's just it doesn't move the needle for me for this season, but it could be really good going forward, especially if Overshown is healthy for the start of next year. Like that's where I have my optimism. But yeah, Cowboys are still like not a good football team right now.
No, they're not. I'm not a month older than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is already 41. Okay, Sam, just to be clear. The Cowboys, I said this yesterday, it feels like they're always just a step behind. And I think Cowboys fans are feeling optimistic about this trade
Sure.
Because I think they still believe that their offense is one of the best in the NFL. And maybe we see their offense return. But over the last 2 weeks, their offense has not looked good. Their offense scored 1 touchdown against the Cardinals, 10 points. Their score was that block punt, their other touchdown. So against Arizona, they couldn't do more than 10 points. That's a problem. Against Denver, they had 24 points. 7 of those points was a garbage time Joe Milton touchdown pass. So this works. This helps the Cowboys if their offense resumes what we saw from them for, the first chunk of the season there. I think there are problems just at too many levels for the Cowboys. And it's hard because I really like bringing in a guy like Quinnen Williams. But like you said, I just don't love it for Dallas. It feels like Jerry made the move for Micah Parsons. He got the trade, he got the capital, and he's just like, I got to spend it. I got to spend it. I got to make up for that trade. And the team I wish would have made a move for Quinnen is the Buffalo Bills. I don't know how they necessarily make it work, but it's a second in 2026 and a first in 2027. With Ed Oliver out until, maybe coming back for the playoffs, they lose Michael Hoyt. The Bills would have been a fun team to get a guy like Quinnen Williams. He's one of the best run-stuffing defensive linemen in the league. So, yeah, the Cowboys are better, but I feel like the Cowboys, they're going to win a few games, but I feel like they're going to just miss the playoffs altogether, and we're going to be like...
Yeah. I mean, especially with the NFC...
When Williams wants to get paid again, what happens? Is Jerry going to do it? I don't know, man.
They'll trade him to the Packers.
Yeah. I admire Dallas doing something. They're trying. And their defense was terrible. It's been terrible. Will it work out? I don't know. And I'm not trying to just be like a Cowboys hater. I think that's a lot of people want to do that and make it easy, but I just don't. I don't know how much it helps. And usually you say that because you're not confident in the player that just got moved. I'm extremely confident in Quinnen Williams. I just don't know, man. I think the Cowboys' problems are bigger than that.
They are, and again,
Logan Wilson coming in will be the completion, Tom. It's Logan Wilson making him a juggernaut.
With Jerry Jones just being like, oh no, we made a trade, but it's secret. I'm not telling you. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just a mess. And again, I agree with you completely. I really like Williams. This is a guy that I was holding out hope that could, when the Packers traded Aaron Rodgers, I was like, God, I hope Williams is a part of that package, right? Because he's a great defensive lineman. It's just, I think it's too little too late. Now, I will say, going for next year, and I know that we're just past the halfway point of the season, so we shouldn't be talking about next season already. But I do think that it's a big if the Cowboys draft well and they have Overshown back and they have Williams, that defense can take some steps. They are going to have to address secondary, right, at some point. But their offense, besides Javonte Williams fumbling, they have a good offense. They're going to have to figure out Pickens' contract too. That's going to be an interesting one because I imagine that he's going to get paid. But I think it sets them up nicely in the short term, but I'm already kind of turning the page from them this season because I just don't believe in them to go on a run right now.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go on a run. This move is one that probably pays more dividends in 2026 for Dallas. I mean, they could surprise us. You never know. This season has been nuts. But it's for the Cowboys, it seems like, why not just hold on to those picks and if you really think this is an area of need, address it at free agency, right? Maybe try and address it there before giving up your draft capital to go get it. But conversely, giving up draft capital, we're asking the same questions about the Jets who acquire all this draft capital.
That's what I want to talk about.
How are you going to, you got to hit on all that shit. You got to hit on every single one of those fucking picks, New York, because if you don't, fucked.
And I said, listen, on paper, this looks great for the Jets, right? Because they have first and second round picks this year. They got it next year. They're looking good. But now they have to draft well. They're going to need a quarterback. They're going to need to replace some of those guys that they just traded away. And that's where it's, okay, I know you're rebuilding, and I understand from the perspective of, hey, this is a fire sale. We just won our only game of the season, right?
Sure.
But now is the hard part. Now is like, okay, if they're sitting there near the first overall pick, they drafting a quarterback? Or are they building a supporting cast?
I mean, obviously it depends on what the stance is on this QB draft class coming in. Yeah, they need a quarterback. They had a quarterback named Sam Darnold. They gave up on him. They whiffed on Zach Wilson. Fair enough. So yes, they need a quarterback. It all starts there. It starts there. They have to, and it doesn't have to be the best QB, but dear God.
But
they need an average quarterback at this point.
That's when they drafted Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I unfortunately, like, that's the issue. If you go and get a quarterback who's okay with one of the first, like, top 3 picks or something, oh boy, I don't know how much that's going to fix your team. You know?
Yeah, you got to hit on the rest of it. We've seen because the Jets will have 2 first rounders this year and 3 next year, right? Or 2 in 2026. Is it 3 in 2027?
Let me see.
I've seen a team with 3 first-round draft picks called the Raiders miss on pretty much all of those picks, except the running back, Josh Jacobs, who's now with the Packers. Just because you have those picks doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get it right. Now, so I like Darren Muji. I like that they're
3 and 27 is what they have.
3 and 27. I like the balls he demonstrated. The other question, of course, is like, is Aaron Glenn the right head coach? You can't really assess that right now.
That's tough.
And it's a big, we don't know. Doesn't mean I think he's bad, but he sure hasn't shown anything yet to convince me he is a good head coach. So they better hope Aaron Glenn is the guy, and they better hope that the scouting staff that they have in place saves their asses. Saves their asses.
Yeah. I mean, you have all this capital, man. But it's like the Cowboys, right? It's like, oh man, we got all this stuff from Micah Parsons. Well, now you got to go and you got to draft well. And unfortunately, there's been a few draft picks where it's like, oh, I don't know. That's what it comes down to. Do you trust your front office to do that?
Yeah. What I will say about the Jets draft is
it's true, Godspot. It's true.
Mimbow has been good on their offensive line. So there's one example.
Yeah.
Who else they go? They got Mason Taylor. This was their last draft class with their current regime.
Sure, Johnny.
Right? Not gonna lie, there's a lot of these guys I don't really know.
We will be talking about the Seahawks, don't you worry. Yeah, no, again, Johnny just said they had, they hit on their first 3 draft picks and they're still bad. Well, the problem, and this is I think it was Coleman or something who was talking about this. You're talking about windows, right? That they had the offensive rookie of the year in Garrett Wilson and the defensive rookie of the year in Sauce Gardner, right? And they didn't have the quarterback. They didn't have, a number of things. So that's why they let's go bring in Aaron Rodgers and all his friends, and let's try and get over the hump here, because this is our window where we can actually go and win a Super Bowl. Yeah. And because of injury, because of a litany of things, it all fell apart, man. And now they're in a full-blown rebuild again.
Yeah. And the positive part of that too, I think, is when you do bring in a new coach and GM, you want those guys to build the team in their vision, right? You're asking those guys to try and fix maybe your bad roster or your bad, whatever it is. That's a tougher task. And I think just ripping the Band-Aid off is the right move here for the Jets. Mm-hmm. But I still don't know if it's going to work. That's just sports in general, right? That's why you watch the game.
Sure.
Seattle.
I like this trade. I like this trade a lot.
It is going to be fun. Slinging Sammy D's got a loaded receiver room now. Oh, dear God.
Because when they got Cooper Kupp, it really didn't move the needle for me a whole lot. I was kind of like, okay, You know, like he did fine with the Rams last season, but it was okay. You know, it seemed like it was on the downturn. He never got back, you know, injuries, the whole 9 yards. But to add that kind of speed, and then you already have JSN, who right now is the leading receiver in the entirety of the NFL, right? Yeah. Horton was really damn good on Sunday night. He's coming along. And again, like they're not even getting a consistent run game going. And like they unlock that too. Yeah, this is going to be a problematic team. So I've had them at number 1 on my power rankings, man. They look like a good squad.
The Cooper Kupp move didn't move the needle at the time for 2 reasons. One, a little uncertainty around Sam Darnold coming over, right? Which we've talked about, which is a little silly, but that was part of it. But also, JSN wasn't the JSN of 2025. He was a good receiver, but he was not the number 1 receiver in the NFL. He wasn't the most unguardable receiver in the league. He wasn't on a 2,000-yard receiving pace. So Cooper Kupp next to JSN as your number 1 dog at receiver, now you're like, that's a solid move. And Kupp didn't play last week, right? He's injured right now. There's the shot of him on the sideline coaching up the guys. Everyone's like, yes, that's cool. Torrey Horton out of Colorado State. I was like, just getting Cooper Kupp back, and you got JSN. Horton looks nice. And Kupp out there, like that's a solid trio. Then they bring in a guy like Shaheed, who is just one of the most explosive deep ball receivers when he has a quarterback to throw him the ball. And now he's got one in Sam Darnold, who has been terrific throwing deep passes this year. So that's a fun ad for the Seahawks. It's like it's kind of like the perfect trade in that they don't have to give up a ton to get this dude, and he could help their team significantly. And if he doesn't, they're not committed to him for an extended period of time.
No, I like the move, man. It just makes that offense even more potent, and it's already really darn good. Yeah. So yeah, the Seahawks are going to be a problem, man. I mean, the problem is that their freaking division is so freaking tight. The 49ers won't go away. The Rams are doing really damn well. So the Seahawks are having like this great season, and they just won't have these other 2 teams go away.
No, and now the Cardinals with Brissett in there is like they're a competitive football team.
I mean, they're playing the Seahawks this week, and I think it's going to be a close game.
The NFC West is probably the most interesting division right now in terms of like good football being played. But with the Niners having like 1,000 guys dead, and the Rams just being the Rams in LA, like they don't, for whatever reason, like they don't get the coverage or the hype that they deserve. It's like I feel like the NFC West is like the least discussed or hyped up division in pretty much, kind of feels like all of football to me. Even though they're in all these prime markets, like nobody seems to really give a shit. And I don't know why that is.
I think at the 49ers, like they obviously had the run that they went on, right? And they're going to the Super Bowl a couple times and all that great stuff. The Rams won a Super Bowl, but I feel like, yes, I agree. The Rams being in LA, like they're kind of just going to be talked about less because it's kind of like was a whatever move in terms of moving the mindset of like the NFL fans, right? Because there's folks who are like, we still want to see them in St. Louis and the whole 9 yards. Yeah, we'll see. He's gonna have to pay more people, but yeah,
I think it's starting to change though a little bit, right? Like because and I think I don't know. You need the draw. You need the star at quarterback. And while Matthew Stafford should be that guy, he's just not really for whatever reason. He's playing like one of the best QBs in the league. Sam Darnold's not the star either, and he's playing incredible football right now. You got Brissett, backup quarterback, playing in Arizona. And then, of course, McCorkle Jones leading the way for the 49ers. So that's probably why they don't get talked about enough, is they don't have an Allen or a Mahomes or a Lamar or a Burrow or a old-ass Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Chargers, they got Penning. They really didn't give up a whole lot for them. I mean, this is kind of
needed it. They needed a buy.
They need something there with Alt out, and of course Slater has already been out, but they need something along that offensive line to just stand in front of Herbert and just get in the way. Even if you just fall down, they have to step over you.
Yeah, it's kind of funny watching like Saints fans like, ha ha, yeah, finally got rid of Trevor Penning. You got one win. You got one win, New Orleans.
That's why they've drafted offensive line in the first round for what, since like 2020?
Yeah. And I know he's not going to save the Chargers, but they lost two. The Chargers didn't just lose 2 tackles. They lost arguably 2 of the best tackles in the NFL.
Yeah.
And they're still winning. They're still figuring out how to do it. So I'm really hoping Penning can come in and play well for the Chargers. And part of a tackle can, and I believe the Saints had him at guard anyway. The Chargers are going to put him at tackle, I would imagine. Tackles can look better quickly if their quarterback behind them is better. So maybe the Chargers get a little bit of that. So,
yeah,
Penning's
just not good.
Tackle is the worst position to need at the NFL trade deadline because anybody who has a good tackle is not trading them.
They're not going to get rid of him.
No.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not, because Breece Hall, he's on his rookie deal, right? So like he's due for a payday. Maybe they just didn't want to give up that day 2 pick there. But I mean, Breece Hall on the Chiefs would have been a problem. That would have been a big old problem.
No, he wouldn't have.
I'm okay with
that.
They
wouldn't have used him. The Chiefs cannot commit to running the football at any consistent clip. So, sure. Give the Chiefs Breece Hall. I don't care.
Too late
I'm
now.
not scared of those assholes anymore, Tom. They are not going to hurt me anymore. Pacheco will be back too. So you got, whatever.
I'm actually just going to remove all positive plays, Siglord. Me personally. I'm going to go in there and cut that out. Yeah. Though I do like how a whole bunch of people have jumped on the bandwagon to get rid of the tush push. True.
I'm tired of it.
Get good.
You know what's funny is
get good.
The Bills, they scored twice on their QB sneaks, basically. Was it once or twice? I forget. Against Kansas City. But Buffalo still look like they have no idea how to run the sneak play. It was still ugly. It still did not look effective, but Josh Allen found a way to score there.
I don't think you're worrying really too much about that. I think it's just now there's another threat that defenses have to account for. Like he could go over the top, man. Like the need for Shaheed. I mean, dude, he's a fast mofo. So like the fact that now that opens up more options, and what are you going to do? You're going to double JSN? You can't triple him. Like what? You're going to double him and then hope it just opens up so many more options, man. And who knows? Maybe it can open up the run game now because
if JSN gets 3 less targets per game, but one of those targets is a 50-yard touchdown to Shaheed, it's going to be nice for Seahawks fans. It's going to be very nice.
It's going to be fun. But yeah, Seahawks, they got better. Like I said, the Jaguars, I really like that Jakobi Meyers trade because they needed somebody to catch the football. Hunter comes back, and if Brian Thomas Jr. can get back to catching said ball, I mean, I think that their offense is going to be much better. But Myers wanted out of Vegas anyway.
Yeah. It's a good move. It's a really nice move for Jacksonville. Jakobi, kind of just an underrated receiver, in my opinion. He's reliable. That's what the Jags need. They got it.
Yeah.
And the Eagles, I just saw the Eagles mentioned. Quietly, just always trying to make their team better. They bring in Jair Alexander, and they brought in Jalen Phillips, right?
Yep.
Was their defense pretty good already, Tom?
Again, Jair, we got to see if he plays, man. Like
he was a healthy scratch for the Ravens, and he's going to be in a supporting role. So
Phillips is the one that moves. Phillips, I think that they got, especially for a 3rd-round pick right now, I think that's good value for him too, and I think he's going to be a problem on the Eagles. Yeah, people were talking about the fact that they were a little surprised that Miami didn't do more at the trade deadline and just selling off pieces. But apparently they got calls for guys like Waddle and stuff, and they just didn't do it.
For Waddle and for they didn't budge on what they wanted for Waddle. And I think like that's the thing when you're trading, you can't just like say yes to whoever's going to do it, right? You do, like, if you're going to lose Jalen Waddle, you better get enough draft capital back where you can replace him in the draft. And if you can't, keep him. Because Tyreek Hill, who knows if he's going to, like, he's got to come back from injury. And then I don't, like, what does he have left on his contract? Are they going to, they're probably good. He's probably not coming back to the Dolphins is the point. Yeah. So if you don't have him, I don't care who your quarterback is, hold on to Jalen.
They're going to have to figure out the quarterback.
The first rounder, which is, I think what they wanted is a first round pick. And teams like, no, because if you're going to give up a first rounder for Jalen Waddle, and Waddle's a very good receiver.
He is good.
Like, fuck it. We'll just draft our own receiver next year and we'll have him for 4 years if we hit on a team friendly deal. Yeah. 5. Exactly. So I get why that move did not happen.
I agree. Smoke, I'd start Darnold. Against the Cardinals defense, I would do that. I mean, I don't know how much Nix is going to do you for fantasy.
It's tricky. He's playing the Raiders.
I know. That's where
it is on a Thursday night, though. So, like,
yeah,
playing the Raiders. Bo Nix is good for fantasy because he'll rush for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they run more with Bo Nix tomorrow night.
Dude, he's got legs. He can do it.
He does.
Listen, they're pushing Mark Andrews. They're like, here, you do it. You go.
Yeah, you know what? Here's my problem with the tush push, Tom. I'm sick of these cuck QBs watching the job get done for him.
Aaron Rodgers standing in the backfield, hands on the hips, looking. He's like, looks pretty good.
No more. If the tush push is legal, but only if the push is happening to the tush of a quarterback. No more tight ends coming in there to have their butts pushed. No. They've already got tight end in their name. We don't need to re-emphasize their asses. Quarterbacks got to take that shit, and if they don't, penalty. That's where I stand. Rodgers watching. Lamar Jackson's too scared to do it. Lamar might have a reason, though.
Coming off an injury?
No. He's got bathroom issues.
Oh.
Push that tush too hard.
That's
fair. You might get some soft serve, my friend.
I like the Seahawks. Yeah, but we'll see. There's a lot of time to go.
I think Lamar has irritable bowel syndrome is what I'm saying.
Got it.
What other team did I see doing that? Who else uses not their quarterback?
It's the Steelers.
Yeah, the Steelers, the Ravens, but I swear I saw one more, but I could be wrong.
The curse wheel is no. A curse wheel needs to get burned. Are you going to do any upgrades to it heading into next season?
Well, possibly.
Oh, there we go.
There's this company that reached out to work with us through Benchwarmer.
Okay.
And they build these. Here, let me just show you what they sent me.
Oh. Well, now I'm excited. He was good, and then he left chunky. He was. Oh, damn.
So they like take old wine barrels.
The barrel, right? Yeah.
And they wanted to do the cursed logos. And they we've been talking to them, and we're going to link to their website through Benchwarmer. But the guy was like, I'm going to try if I can to make a curse wheel out of one of these. And I was like, if you can make one, let's go. So if they can do it, and I don't know if they can, that would be.
God, what's the shipping on that? Because I got to imagine that's pretty heavy.
Oh, it's super heavy. They're expensive too. But they just got the price down. They kind of altered the thing. So I'll be mentioning that at some point soon. But I think because they sell for like a few $100s, but I think they got them down to like 80. And then I don't know what the shipping is on top of them.
That's what I imagine. Like the shipping alone's got to be insane.
Dude. Yeah. It was so funny because like I was talking to the people who helped me at Benchwarmer, and they showed me this. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen like those decorative like wine barrel things.
Yeah.
And we had like a 40-minute meeting about it. And then that night I went to dinner, and there was a wine barrel on the wall of the restaurant. I took a picture and sent it to him. I was like, I swear to God, I've never really seen any of these anywhere.
And now here you go.
But yeah, if they can give me a cool ass curse wheel on
That'd
one
be
of
cool.
those, I could probably mount it just to my set back. That way I don't have to haul it in and out every time, you know?
That'd be cool.
But anyway.
Do the Bears stick with Loveland? You mean their first round pick?
The guy who won the game for him last week?
I think they're going to trade him next year, I think. Yes,
Yeah.
I think that they're going to continue with their first round pick that they just drafted. Yes.
Should they have drafted Tyler Warren instead of him? Probably at this point. But, you know, give him time. Dude, the Bears are doing a nice job right now developing Caleb Williams. He's improving. He's playing better football. It's not perfect. It's not great every week.
No.
But he's getting better.
They're winning.
They're winning. His sack numbers, how far down are those?
A lot better than what it was. Exactly, a drunk curse wheel. Well, then you could have 3 curse wheels. So you'd have the drunk curse wheel, then you could have the old curse wheel, then you could have the mini curse wheel. Yeah. And so you're just dishing out curses every 3 of them a week now. If I spin
it enough times, it's going to be right every week.
Exactly.
My biggest fear is it's not going to live up to the hype of the previous year. And right now, the curse wheel might be peaking. So,
yeah.
It's literally the only 2 losses the Colts have are the same week it's gotten cursed. What are the chances of that?
That's pretty good. I look forward to the Chiefs, not the Raiders. Put up 39 points this past Sunday. I mean, Geno threw 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know, Brock Bowers is a problem. It's just the defense of the Broncos is better than the Jaguars.
I'm worried about Brock Bowers. Sure.
Yeah. The Bauer Hour.
We don't have Pat Surtain for this game. Yeah, that sucks. But I will say this. I think the Broncos defense is better than the Jaguars defense right now.
Yeah. Perna got a hundo.
Oh, no. My God. Can you buy your way? I haven't even spun the wheel because I haven't shot power rankings yet. So I don't even, usually I know by now because I shoot them on Tuesdays, but the trade deadline didn't let me shoot it on Tuesday. So I don't even know.
Johnny John
But we'll see who it gets.
Are the Packers in the top 10? Probably not, right?
Top 10?
Yeah, they're in the top 10. I just don't want to get cursed.
Yes, they are in top 10.
Can you curse the Eagles this week? That'd be so nice.
Well, the Eagles are coming off a bye, so they won't be on power rankings.
Never mind.
But I got Howie Roseman on there.
Okay. You know what? I'll take it.
You know how bad I would feel if Howie got cursed and then he had a heart attack that week? How bad would that be, Tom?
If you start cursing individuals, Brandon, if the curse wheel is actually a death note, then we're gonna have to have a conversation. Then it start going you know what? Let's just put individuals on here. Let's put the worst ones. I just start spinning the wheel.
If somebody dies the same week they get cursed, does that hurt or help my power ranking show?
I feel like you just get a different audience that's outside the football realm, and they're like, "Oh, Perna's got a death note, and it's a curse wheel, cool." And you could mix it up, and you could have individuals and teams.
Does the FBI arrest me or recruit me?
I think they arrest you. I still think they do arrest you. I think they do. But
in this administration, I think they flip me.
They might. they also could. They're just we're going to take this curse wheel in.
Why is the economy on the curse wheel this week?
AI bubble.
Affordable health care? Why is that on there? Ha, you got cursed. Nobody gets health care this week.
Hey, Legion of Zoom. There you go. I'm just saying. Yeah, Etsy witches are gonna get hired if you do keep on cursing the Colts. It's gonna happen. I think a director of curses. I like that. Brand new. You get into the cabinet. I think you can do it. You can do it. Yeah. Why not? That's fair. We got all the trades. Yeah.
I think so.
FBI arrest, CIA hire. CIA is like, no, we could use him. We could topple some countries with this guy.
There we go.
Oh, good God. Yeah, I think that worked out pretty well.
What oil-rich country do I need to curse this week?
What do you think about Thursday? So you got the Broncos and the Raiders tomorrow being played in Denver. You were talking about being worried about Brock Bowers as he had a phenomenal game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I never like a Thursday night game.
Fair.
But I like this team. I like the Broncos. I like the way they're winning. Something I saw this week that I didn't really notice during the game. So one of their goal line stands, and they had 2 in that game, which I talked about in my recap, but I believe it was the first one. Dre Greenlaw was in on all 3 tackles at the goal line stand, right? So having Dre Greenlaw on our defense already making a big impact. Riley Moss played very, very well. So it sucks, they don't have Surtain back there, but they got good play out of their 4 corners. I'm confident in this defense. I'm confident in the Broncos pass rush against a Raiders offensive line that kind of has been inconsistent this year to be complimentary. The one thing the Broncos have not done a good job at, Tom, is generating turnovers on defense, which sounds surprising for a team that's got, 40 sacks on the year. Usually when you're getting as much pressure as the Broncos, that leads to turnovers, whether it's picks or fumbles. Some of the fumbles, just bad bounces. But I'm going to believe that Geno Smith is going to revert back to throwing at least 2 interceptions in this game. I think it's just going to be a product of the pressure, and it's going to happen. They have to have a plan for Brock Bowers because God knows the one area this team has struggled with is the linebacker coverage matchups. But again, with Greenlaw back, should be okay. Broncos offensive line, it's been solid. Garrett Bowles has been great all year. I think I think Sean Payton will actually remember to run the football. And I think we'll actually have a lead in the 4th quarter again. And we won't need some freaking magic to happen at the end of this game. And if we are trailing in the 4th quarter, there's no team or quarterback I trust more than God bless Bo Nix and the Broncos right now.
It's very fair.
That's fun. I love it. But,
yeah,
the Raiders, did they find something last week? I don't know. I feel like it's more of an outlier performance by them in terms of the amount of points they scored. I think the Broncos will win. They have to win. Then they get 10 days and they play the Chiefs. So
now things are going to start getting real interesting.
If we have to lose to the Raiders to beat the Chiefs, I will accept.
Oh, yeah, that's how it works. But all right, I got it. Yeah, you think we were talking about Lou during the show?
This November's such an important month for the Broncos. They have the Raiders, the Chiefs, and the Commanders.
I think they should be okay during against the Commanders.
If they can win all 3 of those games, though, come on now. I want to be the team that takes Kansas City back down to 500. Yeah, they'd be at 5-5. They'd be at 5-5. Come on, do it for me, Denver.
I like the Broncos here just because I think they have a better defense than the Jaguars, right? So I don't think it's going to be that close, but you do have to worry about Bowers. But I think you're going to be able to get through that offensive line and get after Geno and cause some problems. So
yeah,
I think that one works. Yeah, I feel like ultimately, because Surtain's back in like 2 to 3 weeks. Is that the hope?
Yeah, they didn't put him on the IR, so I think the thought is he can return for that Commanders game. Because they'll get Kansas City, then they'll get their bye, and then hopefully by then Surtain's good.
Get him to add a overthrow category.
I'll see what I can do.
Always hit the over.
We'll see what I can do.
Always hit the over.
Perna's overthrow picks.
Yeah.
It's just all higher on Bo Nix.
Remember. November. Such a great movie. But Perna, what do you got coming out today, buddy? You got power rankings, and you're going to curse apparently individuals.
Power rankings. We'll see who gets cursed. I wanted to respin it so bad last week. I was like, the Colts, they're not going to lose to the Steelers.
Look at you trying to use your influence.
I didn't, though. I'm like,
I know, you can't.
One spin. Everybody knows the rules.
But you do more than one spin, though.
Every now and then, but then both things get cursed.
Everyone knows the rule. It's one spin. Unless I do multiple spins, then it's no longer the rule.
Because I learned, was it 2 years ago? I spun it twice, and I cheated the system, and the first team I spun on lost. And I confessed here on GPS, which we know is a safe place.
It is. It's
a safe place here.
It's true. It's true. Or now you're going to start putting individuals on there.
Who do we want to have a bad week?
Yeah, maybe killing them is a little much.
I'm being facetious. Hemorrhoid? The hemorrhoid spin? Who's going to get a hemorrhoid pop-up?
Hemorrhoid spin?
Who's going to have... It's going to affect the butthole is what I'm saying. Diarrhea, hemorrhoid, anal fissure. What else do we got?
That's fair.
Irritable bowel syndrome. It's just going to be the shit wheel. There's 12 times of rectal effects that could be placed upon you.
Rectal effects.
I'm a doctor.
Rectal effects.
Anybody watching this long, it's your mistake. Your mistake for making it to this part of the show.
You're the one who did it. You're the one. You know what? That is true. That is true. You did curse yourself.
Yeah. I had a bad week too, remember?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Be careful with that finger.
People were saying in the chat, like,
my chair broke that week. That's what it was.
The chair broke. That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah. That's it. I got predictions coming out. I'm working on scripted also. I got to just film the back half of predictions right now. But yeah, scripted. They're both going to be out late. So I'm working. So the trade deadline screwed up everything yesterday. So
yeah, it was a problem because it looked like it was going to be like an underwhelming one.
I thought it was going to be quiet.
You're like, you know what? I don't need to make a video about this. Or if I'll just put in some, but then it just went wild. They're like, damn it.
Yep. Oh yeah, and Carmi, she fell or something, right?
Oh yeah, she had a big
cursing your own daughter. That's why we can't mess with it. It goes down the family.
And I think Jess got kind of sick that week too.
Sick of getting cursed, maybe.
It was not a fun like 4 or 5 days after that.
Like it was the worst week of my life.
Yeah. Carmi's final scab from that fall fell off like this last weekend or into last week.
There you go.
It was she got her arm good.
Well, folks, we'll see. We're gonna try to stream this game together. It just depends because it's on Prime/Twitch, so it might be easier to sync up because I can't pause my TV. So we're gonna attempt. So we'll get there. But folks,
we'll figure it out.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated. Too slow. Have they reached their destination? What?
Huh?
Have they reached it?
Reached their destination.
There we go.